Hi there. I'm Lindsay Martin, and I am your child's ELA teacher or advisory teacher or both this year. This is obviously not a normal back to school night. I wanted to take the opportunity, however, to let you meet who your child is spending a large part of their day with when they're here. I also wanted to give the opportunity to see what I look like without my mask on. Some of your kids haven't gotten to see that yet. I am in my 23rd year of teaching. I went to Northwest Missouri State and graduated there with a Bachelor of Science in Middle School Language Arts. And then I also received my master's from Northwest in reading. So I'm looking forward to having a great year with your kiddos this year. I have plenty of experience as far as teaching goes in the middle school. I started in sixth grade at Eastgate Middle School, and I was in North Kansas City for 6 years. Also taught seventh grade. Came over here, and I've been at Liberty Middle School ever since. I have taught both sixth grade and eighth grade here. And by far, I would say eighth grade has been my favorite. I probably have more of a personality for eighth graders since I kind of have a dry sense of humor and a little bit of sarcasm, and they totally get it. I have two sons. Max is a senior at Northwest Missouri State, and he's a business major, hoping to graduate in May. And Victor is a senior at Liberty High School. Definitely not the senior year he was dreaming of, but we're going to make the best of it. He plays basketball there, and he is looking to see where he wants to go to college. I think we have our first college visit this weekend, so hopefully he'll be settling in on what he wants to do. And we've been in Liberty since the boys started kindergarten, so my kids are a product of the Liberty Public Schools, and I'm proud of that. As far as what your children can expect this year, yes, we are going to keep them safe. We're socially distanced, we're wearing masks, we're sanitizing, we're doing all of that, but we're also learning. I want to make sure your kids are still having fun, smiling underneath that mask, getting to know me as a person. It is a little bit harder when you can't see people's facial expressions, but so far the kids are doing awesome, and I'm very proud of them. The schedule's going to be definitely challenging. I know it's a chore for you guys at home. I have one that's, virtually learning on his off days and on Wednesdays, but we're going to get it figured out. I ask that you just be patient and flexible, and of course, always reach out to me if you ever have questions or communication that you want to share with me. This beginning part, we are definitely working out some kinks, but I know that in a few weeks, everything will be running smoothly. In ELA 8, which is my regular ELA class for 8th graders, we are going to be dividing the year into 4 sections. And we usually start with the Outsiders book, and we do a lot of our skills using that and some supplementary reading. The kids also work on some poetry writing, and they do a narrative around October. We will then go into a second quarter where the kids will be working on some Edgar Allan Poe, and with that, they'll be doing some supplementary reading as well. And they will also be working on some literary analysis papers. We'll finish out the second part of the year by doing a Holocaust World War II unit. They'll read the Diary of Anne Frank. And again, there's lots of extra reading that will go with that. And the kids will work on an argumentative research paper to help get them ready for high school. And we will end, hopefully, I hope we're all together by then, but we will end with the Flowers for Algernon. And within that unit, we will do a lot of writing that involves kind of opinion pieces as well as project-based learning, doing TED Talks and developing projects that go along with that. Obviously, this is subject to change. However, this is going to be kind of the general outline. If your child's in advanced ELA, it's very similar. We're dividing this section into the year into 4 sections as well. They usually start with a dystopian book of their choice. These books will be theirs to take back and forth, so they will be the only ones handling the books, but it's very important that they keep them in their backpack at all times, so they have them if we need to access them or if they end up needing them from home, especially on the virtual days. So they will do a dystopian society unit, and they will read novels related to that as well as supplementary articles. And within that, they will do some literary analysis papers as well as constructed responses, and we will work on how to make our writing a little clearer. Second quarter for advanced, we will do a little bit of Edgar Allan Poe as well, but we mainly go into Shakespeare, and that's their first exposure to Shakespeare, and we will read Midsummer Night's Dream. And that usually is a little challenging, especially now since we don't have all the parts to be read. So we'll get creative, but they'll get a chance to kind of get into that harder literature to be ready for next year. And then after the first of the year, they will also do a Holocaust World War II unit, but their book is different. They read something called Parallel Journeys, and they do a PBL with that as well. And then fourth quarter, they will wrap up with some poetry study, and we also sometimes, depending on if we have time, go into Life of Pi. If you have any questions about any of this, it is also available on my Canvas page. There's a Bitmoji Classroom, and on the front board of the Bitmoji Classroom, you'll see some links. One of them will say ELA syllabus, and one will say advanced ELA syllabus. When you click on those, or the kids can show you, then it will take you to my syllabus, and you will see everything that I just kind of shared with you. There's also a PowerPoint, if you'd like to check out, kind of what I said as far as my background, kind of see how awesome my kids look and stuff. You'll get to know me a little bit better. My contact time is going to be first hour. That's the hour that I'm off for planning. That runs roughly from 8:15 to 9 o'clock. It's early, and I know my virtual kids aren't always on by then. So you can always shoot me an email or leave me a voice message. Just know that if I don't get right back to you, it may be the end of the day before I'm able to sit down and look at those, but I'll do my best. You are always welcome to email me. My name is Lindsay. So when you spell it, it's Lyndsey. So there's also a staff link on our webpage if you need to get to me. You're welcome to ask any questions, or if you have concerns. I encourage communication. I think that eliminates a lot of any issues that we might have. And I know that there will be some things that arise with the at-home learning that we haven't thought of. But for the most part, I will make sure that I have things posted. If there's going to be a Zoom meeting, we're not going to have those every day. Kids don't want to have 7 Zoom meetings in one day when they're sitting at home. That's a little too much. They still have to be able to relax and learn. And we have to remember at this age, sitting still for 7 hours and listening to videos isn't probably the best answer. So this video has already been super long, and so I'm gonna wrap it up. If your child ever does need to get online for a live video, they will know the time and the schedule, and you will have access to their Canvas page as well. I will send out those parent invites as soon as possible, but until then, your child can log on and show you their Canvas page. Advisory is included on that. So if you could at least have them check that, usually, although advisory isn't graded, we have some things that we do that are really important for the social development and definitely the mental health side of not being with your friends all the time. So it was great to at least get to say hello. I wish I could meet you. Feel free to touch base anytime, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.